23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
I look at Assistant Chief Domestic as a mentee. And, are we disappointed? Absolutely, we're disappointed. But we have to build on what we've started, and are we who we say we are?
Disappointed but not dismissed from facing charges. The top cop at Bakersfield Police Department responding as his second in command accused of a felony crime. Police Chief Lyle Martin speaking to the media following the arrest of his Assistant Police Chief Evan Demestas facing domestic violence charges.
23 ABC's Tori Cooper is live from downtown Bakersfield with more on his response and what's next for Demestas and the investigation. Tori?
Tim and Jess, Police Chief Lyle Martin says this investigation highlights that regardless of your rank or position, everyone will be held accountable for their behavior, and they are going to thoroughly investigate. But what we now know is that the Kern County District Attorney's Office will not be looking into this case.
People are disappointed. I mean, you've got somebody in senior leadership. You're one step away from leading the organization. So, yeah, people are disappointed.
The Bakersfield Police Department is now investigating one of their own.
I look at Assistant Chief Domestic as a mentee. And, are we disappointed? Absolutely, we're disappointed. But we have to build on what we've started, and are we who we say we are?
Assistant Police Chief Evan Demestas is on administrative leave after an alleged domestic violence incident took place at the VIP lounge around midnight Wednesday. Police say officers were called out to the lounge's parking lot located on California Avenue to check the status of a woman's well-being. In this surveillance video, you can see the alleged victim getting out of a white car and witnesses coming out to help her. Then the white car drives off. Witnesses who work at the lounge detailing what they saw.
She was so scared and she was so hurt. She just curled up in a ball.
BPD investigators who arrived on scene that night say they determined the woman was a victim of domestic violence, and Demestas was arrested on felony assault domestic violence. He surrendered himself to the Taft City Jail later that day, but has already bailed out. Chief Lyle Martin standing by the way his team handled the call for service.
From the first patrol officer who showed up on the scene, to the watch commander who realized what we had, to the investigators, they all lived up to my expectations.
The chief says everyone will be held accountable inside the organization for their actions, and that their department will conduct a thorough and complete investigation into the matter. He says no one is above the law, and there is no conflict of interest to investigate one of their own.
I don't believe there's any conflict of interest whatsoever. I'm completely confident in our staff, and I believe the fact that he was arrested and that we're moving forward confirms that fact.
The Kern County District Attorney's Office told 23 ABC News that if BPD chooses to submit Demestas' case to the DA's office, it will submit the case to the Kings County District Attorney's Office for review. Given Demestas' tenure and the rank at BPD, in order to avoid even the appearance of any conflict of interest in handling the case. Details on the alleged assault have not been released, but the DA's office says in order for a felony charge in a domestic violence case to be filed, there has to be an injury resulting in a traumatic condition.
She had a pretty good sized knot on the side of her face. I remember seeing that, and I remember seeing some marks on her throat or her neck area, and then she did have other marks across her body too.
Now, there is still no word on how long this investigation is going to take, but if you know someone or you are a victim of domestic violence, we are going to have more details coming up at 6 on the resources available within our community. But for now, live in downtown Bakersfield, I'm Tori Cooper for 23 ABC News, connecting you.